A new way to get best in slot item level 730 gear has arrived. I know, what? Yeah, really. And so patch 7.1 information has finally arrived from letter from the producer number 84, showcasing a lot of in-game footage and tons of new content all the way from chaotic raids, new extreme trials, Fiend's Burden, more Hildebrand quests, more role quests, custom deliveries, and a new Alliance raid installment, and then of course the brand new Ultimate Futures Rewritten, which I am personally very excited for, as well as many other content drops and quality of life updates and system changes. So at this point in the video, I've definitely edited it to like have on the screen kind of an overview of the content. They showed it during the live letter and I figured, hey, this is perfect to put up here, and so this is just going to be there. Now, moving on to the schedule from that, we are looking at patch 6.1, 7.1, oh my god, launching on November 12th, and then November 26th being Futures Rewritten Ultimate launch, and then a wee bit after that, we are looking at 7.15 dropping on, yeah, that's Christmas Eve, that's December 24th, and then we are going to have patch 7.16 bringing up the rear on January 21st. In addition to all of the content shown on the screen earlier, we're also getting new game support for 7.0. As expected with main lane patch, we're going to be getting main story questline expanded upon. We're going to be looking at new housing options being added, so it's basically making it so that if you have a house in, say, Lavender Beds, that you can use the interior from a different housing ward, which we weren't able to do, as well as they have shown that there is also going to be the option to remove pillars, and they didn't bring it up during this live letter, but they did bring it up during the last one, during the Tokyo Game Show, but there will be, or they are currently investigating into potentially having it so that even if you have a small house right now, that you could magically go into it and then the inside of it be a large, but they're still investigating into that and didn't mention it during this live letter, so probably still experimental. Duty support for dungeons outside of the main story quest pipeline have been added. Hall of the Novice is getting more difficult mechanics added to it to hopefully train up newer players. PvP is getting significant set of updates. Mahjong is getting scions to give voiced reactions, like commenting on your gameplay and stuff, which I think is really cool. I think the more commentary that they get from like NPCs and stuff, like what they have like in the current Savage Raid tier, the better. I love it so much. But yeah, this is all going to be a part of patch 7.1, which will launch on Tuesday, November 12th. In the background of this video, there's been some footage of the Alliance raid that Yoshipi was showing during the live letter, and I'm going to put up some screenshots of the armor that we can get at this time. Chaotic Alliance raids are coming in patch 7.15, which you unlock by finishing the Dawn Trail MSQ, and then you can use Party Finder or the Raid Finder tool to get groups for this. Chaotic Alliance raids are going to have group composition, so the standard 4 DPS, 2 tank, 2 healers. However, the duty can be done, they say, by 12 to 24 players, so there is flexibility there for anyone worried, but, and it's a massive RDB size, but difficulty is balanced for 24 players. They did make that very clear. So 12 players may be a fun challenge though, but the balance is set for 24, but you can try 12. Rewards from Chaotic Alliance raids are very interesting because in addition to mounts and minions, they are also going to give you a new path to get 730 gear, which is currently best in slot number. That's something that we've been asking for a long time. I remember even in the media tour that people were talking about stuff like that. So that is super good. In addition, these rewards have 2 mechanics. The first one is that new players, getting new players through this is going to get you additional tokens, which tokens is what you trade for items like that gear. And then they also have a limited time window where for a few hours you can get additional tokens and really incentivize players to really go in and try the content during that time. It's probably a really good thing just because then you'll see party finders generally crop up around particular times, which I think is nice. So I want to talk though about how smart, how genuinely intelligent the newer player system is, because you get more experienced players motivated to get new players in there, and new players are going to feel less like a burden for joining, and then they're going to get exposed to harder sets of mechanics, which is going to level up their confidence. This system is so freaking smart. This is really, 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 really good. I'm very much a fan of this. In addition, they showed some of the armors, which I am absolutely a fan of some of these designs. Like, I love the Diablo's armor a lot. And then the mounts that you can get, which is 2 different ones, are pretty awesome. The triangle that you can fall through and then becoming that terribly purple, puffy, evil witch cloud is just, it's awesome. I'm gonna make so many fart jokes on that, you know. PvP updates are next, and the big one is action execution hit detection is being updated to be more responsive and accurate to what you're seeing on the screen. Until patch 7.1, PvP hit detection was triggered at the time of action execution, and now it will match the visual effect. So stuff like the warrior's spinning flip stun will be more true to what you see when the warrior lands rather than before the warrior has landed on your party when they hit the button. Ooh, a Rothgar warrior doing that. Oh my, I'm joking. But PvP actions are also going to be getting significant additions and changes to existing ones. Outside of Viper and Pictomancer, which are the two brand new jobs, we're going to be seeing actions shift around for the other jobs. In addition, there will be balance adjustments, which will include adjustments for limit breaks. Frontline and Revival Wings are also going to be getting significant reworks to the general player damage, limit breaks, and machina. These changes are like extending into even many map changes for Crystalline Conflict maps. They also seem to have been adding like significantly more breakpoints in the one wind map for Crystalline Conflict, so that can break line of sight. We're going to really have to see how that impacts caster players and how much will change, because we don't even know what the actual like full roster of skills will be with the shakeup, so it kind of remains to be seen what's going to happen with this. Definitely remember in old PvP, a lot of people kind of like they were doing the against a pillar. You know what it was if you watched. It was a lot of that, so I don't really know if I'm a fan of going back to that, but either way we'll see. But for the Red Sands map, there's also going to be more paths leading to more areas of the map. A brand new PvP season will begin. Crystalline Conflict is now getting a change to it that its ranked matches are apparently only going to be held on one data center per region, and so as far as I understand for North America that's now on Primal. As far as I understand, and I did check translations, you can only queue for ranked PvP matches on one data center, and for North America that means that you want me to get off of my beautiful Gilgamesh on my beautiful Aether, the server that I've been on for a bajillion years, the server that is the best server ever that ever was and ever will be, to go to Primal. Next, they were talking about Futures Rewritten Ultimate, which will be launched 2 weeks after 7.1, and that will be on the 26th of November. They did go into details about this, saying that players may feel differently when they get their hands on it, of course, because you never really can know 100% what player reception is, but their perception is that its difficulty is closer to that of Dragonsong's Reprise Ultimate than the Omega Protocol, which I think does implicitly imply that he believes DSR to be harder than Ultimate Weapons Refrain, Close of Bahamut, and Epic of Alexander, but significantly less difficult than the Omega Protocol. Probably Phase 5 is the biggest, massivest hurdle of all from what I have been told. I have not stepped foot in the Omega Protocol, I don't intend to. However, this is really great news for me because I have been throwing myself very lightly because work has been... We ain't gonna get into it here, but work has been... Oh god, I'm so stressed. But when I get spare moments, I have been throwing myself into DSR Party Finder, and I have been progressing kind of slow. I don't even really intend to clear. I just have been like, hey, what does Meteors look like? Let's resolve Meteors on Barrier here. Let's see how that is. And I've really enjoyed that, so I'm feeling pretty steady for that. The developers also did many changes to the Hall of the Novice to help introduce players to many types of mechanics. Aside from actual in-game experience playing it, there's also an encyclopedia of all the mechanics, which I personally think is really awesome. Even if you played 14 before, if you took a break and came back, this could be an amazing resource for you. We are also getting updates to Gpose, which will now add Fisher fishing animations, so if you're trying to... What is... Maybe I shouldn't try to make a joke for that. But if you're trying to, like, fish, like, and some more camera adjustments to allow your character to be more centered in the Gpose camera. This will definitely help me a lot personally with Gpose because I actually do a lot of it. The developers have also introduced the idea of outfit glamours, which will source specific combinations of specific gear in a single slot in the dresser. This isn't something you make. This is not more glamour plates. This is very specific for specific outfits. And this is also for level 1 gear at this point, and it should be noted that you need the full set of that set in order to do this. The list will now show 10 quests at a time. Your character will turn while tilting, and so you can turn that setting off off or on. There's going to be more character graphics updates, and that they are getting character-related feedback, so my feedback is to make male Hrothgars have bigger butts. Just need to say that outright. Much bigger male Hrothgar glutes for jumping strength, of course. Given that, we're all going to be getting more free Fantasia. And then he showed a bunch of glamours and mounts, and these are super cool, and yeah, I hope that everyone likes it, and I managed to get it under 10 minutes. Heck yes. I have no idea how I'm going to survive my job this morning. Oh crap.